Good morning. What's going on, YouTube? Hello. Oh man, I messed up all this audio stuff, and now I gotta turn this down. Okay, whoa. Check. Mic check. Mic check. Hello. Hello. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? You know what, guys? I decided. You know what? It's final. I made a final decision, guys. I'm moving to Thailand. I'm moving to Thailand. That's right. Let's see if we... Can you hear me now? Yes. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Man, this is whack. Super echo. Super echo. Echo. Good morning. You know what? This might just be how it goes for now. I messed up something with the audio. Let's see here. Yeah, that's right. I think you know what? I think we made a decision, guys. I think I'm moving to Thailand. Sounds like you're in a well. Hello. Hello. Let's see if this helps. Can you guys hear me now? Yo. Yes, you can hear me. It's still weird though. I changed all the audio settings. So yeah, good morning. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna have to stick with this. This is the way it goes. This is this is how it sounds now. This is how it sounds now. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks guys for joining. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. That's right. We finally made a decision. You know what, guys? We've made a decision. We've made a final decision, a final call. I'm moving to Thailand. That's right. I hear they have really good Muay Thai and fruit. I love fruit. Yes. Yes. I want Ripple OG, dude. Quit making me laugh, bro. Man, I just saw that come across the dash. Hilarious. You're hilarious. So funny. I hope that works out for you, bro. Oh man, good to see you guys. Thanks for joining. You know what? It feels good. I feel like it feels good to make a decision and think, you know what? I think we're gonna stick with this plan. I'm gonna go ham on some fruit in Thailand. You know what? Just cruise around. I'm gonna just buy a motorbike and drive around and tell people. I'm gonna be like the Johnny Appleseed of crypto. I'll be like, you sir, have you heard of crypto? Have you heard of XRP? Oh man, that's gonna be that's gonna be my new thing. I'm gonna be all about that life. Thoughts on things. What do you guys think about things? What do you guys think about what's happening out here? There's some 589 rumors floating around, like 589 still might happen. Is it happening? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. We can talk about that. We can talk about some other things I saw. There's some rally. XRP rally genuine is an article I found. Is the rally genuine, or are we going to fall below some support lines? Ooh, it says some crazy stuff in that article, man. It says some crazy stuff. Is it moon time? Is it moon time yet? Yes, it's totally moon time. I'm going to hit the moon key. I'm going to hit all the keys. Before we do anything, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a fiduciary. I'm looking at information, reviewing it with you guys. You guys can tag along. Let's check it out. Let's see what's happening. One of the things that I saw, well, I want to say hey to the room first. A room, welcome. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you. I hope you guys are feeling well today. Let's see. You got Mike Smith. Oh, good morning, Mike Smith. Corey Ziegelman, my boy. What's up, Corey? How are you? Ahmed, Cambo, Jay, Chelly, Fire, hello, Junkies, Jack Levy's throwing out some knowledge. Ethereum's not even close. Kenny Williams, Tron is looking good. Tron is a good look. Yeah, we have some Tron news that we're going to talk about. I think I put that in the docket. How's everyone doing today? Yeah, the intro was stuttering there for a second. The stream was kind of like glitching or freezing. Yeah, $5.89 would be cool. 58 cents would be cool. And I see Corey talking about what's the deal with Kraken. We actually have that also up. What's happening with Kraken? Why are they throwing shade at the XRP army? Don't they know who we are? Don't they know what we are capable of? The XRP army will not stand for these atrocities any longer. We will not let them call us Ripple. What kind of craziness is this? If you guys didn't catch it last night, I had Bones on, an amazing community member. I was really honored to have him on the show. and we were battling with some sound things the whole time, but I think I got it fixed up so that the sound should work just right. It should work just right for, you know, it should work just right for whenever I have guests on, but it seems like I might need to do some tweaking for the solo streams, so we'll have that set up to taking over the airwaves, you know what I mean, doing the thing we do. Big decisions being made. I'm moving to Thailand. That's it. I decided just now. I just decided, like, the biggest decision in my life. I woke up and was like, I'm gonna do some breathing and some. I'm heavily meditated today. Heavily meditated, and I thought, you know what? Now is the time. The time is nigh. Look at this. It looks like chocolate milk, but it's actually like iced coffee. Mocha iced coffee mixed with almond milk. If you really want to know what I'm drinking, I'm sure you guys were dying to know. Like, what is Kung Fu drinking? What is that? I have no idea. I have no idea what he's drinking. It looks crazy. Okay, let's say hey to some more people. Smash the likes, guys. Thanks to Jack Levy. I appreciate it. Jay Smith, what's up, everybody? Shazan, The Shovel, Hellcat. Good to see you guys. Clear Beats. What's going on, everybody? Ooh, Doggy, Jaloon, Ripple OG, Marlon, Prodigal, Casey, Michael, Elo, Toronto, Rohit, my man, my boys, what's up? You got what? I got 47 DCA, 0.589 would be winning. Winning for sure, dude. We could get that. If we could get that 5, let's go look. Where are we at right now? Where are we doing right now? What are we doing right now? Bitcoin's at 3862 and XRP's at 36 cents. I always like looking at it in Binance. That's my favorite. My favorite. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Pro trading on that next level. No. Yeah, I just moved, and I'm moving again to Thailand in the middle of moon time. That's right. Hey, Mario, thanks for asking some really awesome questions. What's your favorite unhealthy food? Honestly, my favorite unhealthy food is like just a classic burger with a shake and fries. I just love me a good burger, cheeseburger, some avocado on it. Hop Dotty around the corner is pretty good. Local little place. I love their burgers. Just give me a juicy burger and a milkshake. Man, I'll even go through a drive-through. I'll get some fast food up in this tummy. I'll hit that burger shake hard, bro. Burger, fries, and shake all day. It used to be pizza, but I realized like I like a burger a little more. We got to kill this echo. I might. Sorry, dude. That sounds like a personal problem, Jack. Sounds like a personal problem, dude. I'm living the sober life, and I can't even hear the echo. So I hope it doesn't drive you insane. I'll try to fix it though before the next stream. No big deal. KFN, what if a bull run and crash happens while you're on the plane? Well, that's what happened when I went fishing. When I went fishing, there was a mad bull run. We hit 80 cents from that 4 billion in volume, and that was crazy. I was on the boat, and I was like, what? 80 cents. We came up pretty fast from wherever we were. So here's Binance, looking at it in the 5-minute window, USD tether to XRP pairing. You know, that's a really good question. What happened? What do you guys do? Do you guys trade on your phones at all? Or do you guys have any apps you prefer to like play with on your phones? I usually do most of my exchanging or playing on a computer. So whenever I'm out in public and I see movement, I don't usually do anything other than like just look at it like, whoop, that was cool. I don't normally trade anymore anyway. I haven't been trading recently. I like burned myself pretty bad on a bad trade, and I've just kind of been chilling. So good question. Good question. If I do jump on a plane to Thailand, it probably will moon. It'll probably hit 589 right in that moment, and then you know that'll just be the consequences of my actions. I'll be in Thailand, and you guys will get to benefit from me taking that plane ride. Prodigal asks, will you become a monk in Thailand? I don't know if you know this, but I am a monk. I am the loneliest monk. I'm the only monk. I'm the last monk around. The last monk. I don't know which one's better. The lonely monk, the loneliest monk, or the last monk. Those are my other nicknames, if you guys really want to know. KFN drinks coffee. I do like my coffee. Sometimes coffee is good. Coffee is good. All right, let's do this. Let's talk about some other stuff about. What do you guys know about XRP? You guys know anything about this thing called XRP? You guys heard about this? It's like some digital asset that people are excited about. Apparently, people are holding on to the idea that it might go to $500 and something dollars. What is it? 5.7 or 5.76, I think, tomorrow. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I found a really good article that talks about where is it? Could Ripple's multi-billion-dollar XRP reserve pose a risk to token holders? I almost made the title of the video Ripple XRP Explained, because I feel like there might be people that are kind of new to the conversation. And even though the title seems pretty FUD heavy, they actually do a pretty good job of breaking down a lot of information in this article. So I think that we might be looking at this in a minute. But there's some other things that are a little bit shorter that have a little bit, maybe they'll get you kicked. Maybe they'll get you pumped. And maybe they won't. Maybe they will. I don't know. I don't know. But let's do it anyway. Let's do the dang thing. So I saw this, and I thought that was kind of interesting to talk about. XRP underperforming, Ethereum gap closing. But I hear people talking a lot about the Yahoo Finance report, or the Yahoo Finance is where they're getting their favorite new data. If you go look at the metrics for all these coins, you put them all together, it's not really that telling when you look at market cap. The fact that you can just like change the circulating supply based off of what you're looking at or how you're deciding to calculate it, it does change the market cap a lot. So I think when people are saying like, oh, it's 36, 37 billion right now, they're right. It is, because those coins are already out. They're real in existence. Bitcoin doesn't actually even have the other coins created yet. So the 21 million Bitcoins that people are expecting to happen, they haven't been created, they haven't been mined, so they have not been generated. XRP is a pre-mined coin. These are all already out in the ecosystem. It's just that there's a majority of them being held. And again, that goes back into like some of the things that this article talks about, and we'll go through it in a second for those of you that really maybe want to know the deep secrets and the deep down dive on what's really happening there. But I thought this was interesting to look at. If you think about the way that we're calculating the market cap, and you look at the way that we're calculating these metrics, Ethereum, at 1%, whatever, Ethereum's at 1% right now, and 1% up. Thank you so much. Good morning. I think that you guys should be able to hear that directly now.
Good morning, my XRP brother.
That's what I did. I fixed it so that super chats go straight to you. So I don't have to move the microphone around anymore, and it doesn't come through my speaker. It goes straight to you guys. So deal with the echo, but you also get to hear all the super chat conversations now. It is gonna be lit. Thank you so much, Larry. I really appreciate it, dude. Cheers, man. You're a good mate. I appreciate you. Thanks for looking out, and also thanks for the support, man. Not just in the super chat, but the other day or yesterday, you sending me some love. We were chatting. Larry and I were doing a throwdown in the DMs. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. What's up? Whoa, more XRP for cheap. I don't mind. Echo's the new thing. That's the problem. All right. All right. I'm trying to focus here, guys. All right. So XRP, looking at how they change the market cap based off the circulating supply. Is it 14, 15 billion? Is it 37 billion? Seems to be a moot point or a moog point. I don't know. It seems irrelevant, I guess. There's some shade being thrown by Kraken. So there's a battle happening. Kraken battles the XRP army. I would love to really think that they have good intentions in mind, but I was reading through I was reading the back and forth for a second between like Kraken and Tiffany, and oh man, they are kind of insulting. They're kind of just being dicks, honestly. They're like, yeah, Tiffany was being really patient and nice, as she always is, and she was like, yo, just so you know, most people just put the ticker XRP, not Ripple XRP, and Kraken was like, yeah, we're putting the ticker as XRP, Ripple XRP. Like, get out of here. If you guys didn't realize, I think yesterday we talked about how Kraken added margin trading for XRP and BCH. I think we have another article maybe about that we pulled up, but Kraken throwing shade at the same time as they're listing XRP for margin trading. The crux of the problem around this discussion is, again, the fact that they're deciding to put the ticker name as Ripple XRP, and that's just kind of shady. I didn't even see the rest of this thread. This is out of control. So I don't know who this is, X7, X13 or whatever. Their argument is the protocol asset, but they're clearly stated it's listed as Ripple, which is in their terms of protocol, so they're listing Ripple protocol. Kraken responded, said, not to be confused with Nipple XRP. I feel like Kraken might be watching my streams or something because that's my joke, okay? You can't take my jokes, okay? You can't just take people's jokes on the internet and regurgitate them as your own, okay? Hypotenuse. I wish I was high on pot noose. There you go. There's a reference for you. So yeah, to be confused with nipple. I used to make jokes about rubbing my nipples while counting my ripples, just because it seemed like a really funny thing to say. But now I regret it because I think I've fueled the fodder here. I think I've given them ammo for their war. I didn't mean to do it. So the echo's brutal, says Jack. Sorry, man. I'll try to figure out how to fix this mad echo for you guys. Let me see if I can actually do this. I'm going to send this to... Nope, I can't do it. Nope, that's it. That's all. That's it. That's it now. This is all you get. This is your life now. Enjoy it. Let's see if this is it. Can you hear me now? How about this? Can you still hear me? How about now? Can you hear me and there's no echo? How about that? Is there no echo now? Yo, cracking some jokes. Ripple, my nipple. Did I take the echo off? I just tried to change a setting. Please tell me if the echo is gone. I can hear you, but gotta turn it up. So the echo's not gone or the echo's gone? Tell me if the echo's gone. Too low. Nope. No echo. Yes. No echo, low volume. Fixed it. Fixed it. There you go. Welcome back. Echo's gone. Audio should be louder though. Audio should be louder. Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now? How about now? How about now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? All right, how about that? There you go. How about now? How about now? You guys like this game? Nice. Nice. Echo gone. There we go. How's that? Yellow box. You're a yellow box. All right, cool. Cheers. We fixed that. Now it just sounds really weird on my end. No big deal. Let's turn this down right here. Let's turn this up right here. And I think we might have actually fixed this. I think this might be back to good. You just added the echo back in. Cool. We're just going to stick with this. Whatever's happening, we'll figure it out as we go on. It'll work out. No, yes, maybe, nailed it, perfect. Yes, leave it. Okay. So here we go. In another tweet. So we got this back and forth going on with Kraken throwing shade. For some reason, they decided to list XRP and then also throw shade at the XRP army at the same time. Because that seems like, that seems smart. That seems real smart. The echo's back. Well, do you know what? Leave it there. Leave it there. Okay, I don't even know. So, blood on Ripple's executive team. This whole back and forth going on in Kraken was kind of interesting to look at. I was reading through some of the exchanges on Twitter just to like laugh at myself, laugh at the whole thing. I'm laughing at myself, laughing at, you know, I'm laughing at the exchange. Why is Kraken deciding to throw shade if they want people to use their exchange? It doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but not a lot of things do anymore. Welcome to the new world. Welcome to the brave new world. So yeah, here we are. Ethereum's up slightly. They're closing in on the fake market cap of XRP. Their Bitcoin Cash is down slightly. EOS is up slightly. I saw a thinking. What is this guy's name? I saw the Modern Investors video on EOS. I don't know. I was really kind of like thinking EOS was trash, but I watched his video. I skipped through parts of it, and he seemed to be really excited about EOS, mainly because of their pairing with Activision for a whole gaming sector. So I was thinking about maybe even doing a whole edit about that, how I was like not sure, but other people seem excited. They do have like one of the biggest ICOs out the gate ever recorded in history, so that's something to at least take notice of. Also looking at Stellar and some of the things they've been trying to trump through, and Tron, ADA. We got a couple other things that are exciting. I just want to give another shout out to my boy Bones, who came on last night. We did a Saturday night live stream together, and the audio was just me trying to get it to be working and fixed. Now that it's fixed, I'd love to have him back on. We can do a legit. The whole discussion last night, I felt like I was trying to like tweak and move audio settings, and what had actually happened is the drivers were not. I didn't accept the drivers into my computer, so it didn't even know to send the audio, etc., through the internal bus. I don't know if you guys know a lot about the OBS system and the OBS streaming setup, but whenever you're trying to basically internally route some of the audio from the desktop back to you guys, so that's how you can hear the super chats now, and that's how you can basically see or hear my guests too. So we got that set up. I'm trying to start to have more guests on. We have an exclusive list of obviously the top who's who of XRP. If you're not on my show, then that's probably because you've been an asshole and I don't like you anymore. But other than that, I'm going to have everyone on here. Pretty much, I'll have everybody on. I'm just kidding. I like everybody. We're all friends. It's fine. We're all friends now, okay? So yeah, I'll have some people on. That was really awesome. Honestly, you should totally go check out my Twitter. I put up a picture yesterday of this meme game, and I put up a picture of like, I think the guy like holding his chest or something, and I said meme this picture, and it was lit. You guys were doing some really good memes, comments on that, so I appreciate that a lot. I got some good laughs. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna give you guys lots of XRP for that. I'm gonna send you guys all the XRP. Shots fired. I did not fire any shots. Calm yourself. Calm yourself. Calm yourself. So Tron hit a network milestone. So let's talk about that for a second. Tron managed to hold a 10th spot and is challenging for 9th. Cardano dropped below Tron, and it looks like since December 15th, TRX has recovered 58%, and its market cap is currently 1.3 billion, closing in on Bitcoin SV. So, man, I would love to see Tron take that spot from Bitcoin SV. Bitcoin SV, in my opinion, my personal humble opinion, is that Bitcoin SV is trash. It is some trash coin, I tell you what. But you know what? It doesn't matter what I think. There's still $1 billion+ in their market cap. They're holding it 88 bucks. No big deal. So definitely excited to see Tron maybe make some moves and take that spot. Maybe Cardano can follow. Maybe we can just put Bitcoin SV in the corner like it's supposed to be in the corner. Hey, what's up? How's it going, Crypto SB? Thanks for joining, man. I want to have SB on too. Maybe he can show us some chart love, some chart knowledge. So we'll have SB on. SB, you want to come on, bro? I finally got my setup fixed. I can have guests now. Leonardo, thank you, man, for watching out for me. Leonardo said, did you lose weight? I've actually been eating a whole bunch. Thank you so much, Ricky Chan, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Subscribe, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Yeah, I've been eating so much food, dude. I feel like I might be fat, actually. So I appreciate, maybe my face just needs like a facelift or something so that I don't look as skinny, or I don't know. I have no idea what's happening with that. I've been eating a lot of food, though. Thank you so much for checking on me. Leonardo de Capri, I appreciate you. I will do my best to eat more food if you insist. I like food. I will keep eating it. So, let's see. Tony Vey says Bitcoin bull run will leave crypto rivals in the dust. That sounds lit. That sounds like exactly what I want to know more about. The implosion of Bitcoin Cash, which resulted in the creation of Bitcoin SV, a fork of Bitcoin Cash, showed how irrelevant some of these altcoins are. He said, I'm really enjoying this year for 2018 for the implosion of the altcoin space. As for Bitcoin, Vey says it's anything but dead. So this guy's a big Bitcoin maximalist, the traditional BTC, Bitcoin Core, I guess. I don't know if, I guess we should just call it BTC because there's actually a Bitcoin Core now. Oh, it's so confusing. Why do they keep making more coins? Why? Why do they make more coins? I don't know. It's scheduled. Let's schedule in Twitter. Okay, let's do that. Careful, ADA's going to release Shelley Protocol 1, Protocol Q1, and should end up in the top 5. You know what? I'm a big ADA boy. I'm all about the ADA. I really like Charles Hoskinson, and I just like the team and the project. I really like that they're pushing to make economic, sustainable model of proof of stake that could work. I would probably say I would not be surprised at all to see Cardano popping in above EOS or Stellar. Again, that is something that we'll just have to wait and see how that happens, and we're going to see what happens when that release comes through. I know some people, the Shovel, to put some context around the Shovel's comment, there's, I think, speculation about how many ADA you need to hold, ADA, I don't know, shoot, whatever you want to call it, Cardano. There's speculation about how many you need to hold to partake in the proof of stake, and that I think has been an incentive for people to maybe acquire more at these prices. So it will be exciting to see when that release comes through what that actually looks like, and of course we'll be reporting that to you guys and telling you guys how that looks and what's happening. So cheers! Hey, thank you so much, Shazan Chanduk. Please don't give up on chatting, man. You should probably be chatting with the people in the chat though, because sometimes I can't see all the comments. So don't take it personally. Hodl report. Whoa, what's up, man? Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. The Facebook coin news. Honestly, whenever I see people talking about the Facebook coin news, it seems like it's a lot of speculation, and a lot of speculation and rumors. And again, I don't think that they have that much. I don't think they have that much built yet. I don't think they have anything built yet, actually. So I think that they're just kind of like waving a flag of we might be building this soon. You guys should pay attention to us. But there's other coins that have actually been built, and they were built like years ago, and they've been kind of functioning for years too. So we'll see what happens with that. I just saw Mr. JT and Cryptocurrency News say 1 ADA. I think that they're responding to how many ADA you need to stake. I heard it was 5. I'm not going to say it's not. It could be 1 ADA is all you need to stake. I think that's really cool, too, if they did make it such a low barrier of entry. Again, obviously, you would not it obviously would not be benefiting as much as if you were staking more. But I think that they did make it a really low barrier of entry. I'm not sure if it's 1. I thought it was 5. But you know what? That's a good thing to look at. So we'll check that out. I'll find out more. So Vey, who's a traditional derivative trader and Bitcoin consultant, is a well-known diehard Bitcoin supporter. He says he believes the next bull run is likely to come in the second half of next year. I don't know if this is like a new prediction for him or if he just decided to move his goalpost like everybody else did. So what do we really expect for Bitcoin the next year? I saw some people putting up some really, really big price predictions, I guess, for Bitcoin, but Bitcoin price predictions to me are a joke right now, because if you really look, I think you could probably recognize that the mempool filling up at 20K kind of highlighted the failures of Bitcoin and the proof of work algorithm. If they can't push something through to become functional to solve the trilemma, like if they can't solve the scalability issue, because they already have solved, you know, the decentralization and that's great. You know, they solved the decentralization, sweet, good deal. They've solved security, great, good deal for you guys, but they did not solve scalability. So the trilemma has fallen flat on its face for Bitcoin. They have a dual lemma that they've solved, and that does not quite sound like a trilemma. So I don't know about that. I don't know about if you look at the actual, unless they provide a scaling solution for Bitcoin, I'm not sure what's actually going to happen. So I like that he's excited about it, and I like that he's, you know, telling us that it's going to happen, because if Bitcoin goes up right now, if Bitcoin shot up right now, and even if there's no FOMO around XRP at all, we're still holding at like 9,500 Satoshis compared to Bitcoin. So that would be really good for us as in XRP army. And you could be part of multiple armies. I think, you know, it's okay. We can have multiple armies collaborating together, kind of like the Atlanteans in Aquaman, except for we're on the good side. Okay, so let's move on. XRP underperforming, Ethereum closing the gap. We kind of bushed through this for a second. It's not too exciting. One of the things that I did think was kind of cool was this article about Ripple. Ripple XRP, is the rally genuine, or are we falling below support? I don't know if SB is still around, maybe he can chime in and give us some of his knowledge about this. They're looking at the trade analysis for these charts, looking at the weekly chart in the logarithmic form. They're showing that the XRP price could be retouching support at 25 and 30 cents once more. It's similar to the last time we had a short rally. However, in comparison, he said that there's less volume and the rally was shorter, so that's kind of dangerous. XRP, especially if you look at how the volume of the coins right now, XRP having less volume than EOS, it just means that we're more negatively adversely affected by, does that make sense? We are negatively affected by sell pressure easier because we have, thank you so much, William May, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I need to change my thing to where it'll read, I think, like anything above $1 or something, so that I can get your, it should read anything above $3. Maybe it'll read it. No, it didn't read it. Okay, I think I have it set to like anything above $3 it reads out loud, but I'll lower it just because I want it to be able to read everything out to you guys. That'd be fun. Thank you so much, William May. I really appreciate the super chat, and I'll read it for you. Kung Fu Nerd, aka the richest crypto monk. Dude, that's a lit handle. I should change my channel to the richest crypto monk. That is lit. That's a good handle. What do you guys think about that? Or should I keep Kung Fu Nerd? KFN Army, stand tall. What was it just jabbering on about? Oh yeah, so the volume of XRP being lower than some of the other top 3 or 4 coins basically means that we have less liquidity, so we're more volatile under selling pressure. Now, going back to this weekly chart, long-term outlook, this is kind of funny to look at. I think that they maybe forgot a decimal in here. They said if this area does not hold, the next level of support can be $13. So that makes a lot of sense to me. If you can't find support at 25 cents, then obviously the next level of support will be $13, because that's how that works. I think they meant to say 13 cents. That's pretty bold if they're calling out for a support on 13 cents and 17 cents. I'm not going to say I said that, but I did say that actually to Bones last night in private. I was like, I'm kind of waiting for maybe the next, if there is a drop, I think it might go kind of low, and it could be really challenging. If you thought you were strong before, wait till it hits the $13 or 13 cent mark. It's not really sure which one. It says it could be $13 or 13 cents. So how do you like them apples? How do you like them apples? Looking at the rest of these chart outlooks, up and down, just kind of giving different metrics. I think I put this in the sources, so if you guys want to go look at this, they did clarify down here 13 cents, so not $13. So if the price falls to the area of 25 cents, then they say they might be looking at 13 cents next. I'm not sure about that. Low prices, Crypto SB, our XRP TA guy, says low prices are not out of the question. Looking to hold 24 cents if we can get that low. So Crypto SB giving us his own personal TA out in the charts. We're at 35 right now, so that still would be a pretty substantial drop if we saw 24 again or something like that. Crypto Comedy Club, I appreciate that. You're right, dude. I should do it. Kung Fu Nerd, the Crypto Monk. That's a mouthful. That's cheers. That's what's up right there. Shave your head like a monk too. You know what? I'm thinking about cutting all my hair off. It takes about 3 years for me to grow my hair out, so I feel like I'm about to do a 3-year reset. I'm gonna just cut all my hair off and just start grinding in every direction, and we'll see in 3 years if I deserve a top knot again or not. What's happening? Let's see. What are you guys talking about in the chat? XRP chart says otherwise. It'll bounce off that line and rise to 42. I'm a chart guy too, says Cryptocurrency News. Okay, cool, man. That sounds great. I appreciate your feedback on that article. Sometimes, you know, I like to have some other opinions. In fact, all the times I like to have other opinions, and I respect that. That's cheers. It's about to get real. So yeah, what do you think, guys? Chime in. 13 cents or 42 cents? Where are you seeing this? Jean Lepalma say, investing to receive monthly income and building equity is music to my ears. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I think last night Bones was telling me about something about like Tron super representatives paying people, and so I was going to look at that as well. And maybe actually we can talk about that tonight if I can get him on the chat. Thank you so much, dude.
XRP baby.
Woo! XRP baby. You know what? I appreciate you. Larry, thank you so much. And William, I appreciate you as well. Thank you guys. You know what? Let's hit a hotkey. Let's hit some honkies. I feel like it's an XRP moon day. I mean, we're talking like 589 in one day. I think we should hit the moon key. And it sticks. Do it again. XRP moon. The shovel just said, if it's being held in this price, would they let it go so low? That's a really good point. That's actually, let's just use this as a segue into this next article. This is a really kind of long article, but they did a really good job kind of breaking down a lot of stuff and talking about all the different holdings and history and risk of wealth concentration, but also looking at highlighting some of the failures of BTC. So I think this is really good stuff to talk about. We're going to kind of just maybe bounce into this article in a second. I think there's one more thing we wanted to look at, and I think it's not even up yet. I think I pulled it. Into my inbox here. Oh, this is kind of funny. It's not really like news, but it's funny. I saw this. Thank you, Griff, for subscribing. I appreciate it. What's up, man? Cheers. Oh, come on, Reddit. Don't do that to me. Don't do it. No. Okay, there we go. Cryptocurrency cheat sheet. I thought this was kind of funny to look at. Let's pull it up here. Let's close that one. Okay. This is the cryptocurrency cheat sheet. Very easy to fit in with your friends. If your friends are in crypto, here's how you make sure that you don't get left out in the cold. BTC, good. Ethereum, good. XMR, Monero, good. BCH, bad. IOTA, good. Nano, good. XRP, bad. What? No, get out of here. EOS, VeChain, good. You guys can't see it, but it says EOS right below that, bad. There you go. And then it has a list of a bunch of other coins: Power Ledger, Request Network, Deepbrain, Walton Chain, question mark. I thought that was funny. There's a little quick cheat sheet if you guys want to fit into your to the general crypto community. It looks like XRP and BCH, the only two that actually qualify for microtransactional efficiency. I don't know, actually, maybe IOTA and Nano actually might qualify for that as well. But that's pretty funny. I thought that was funny. So there you go. Enjoy that. There's actually something real over here I was pulling from. Okay. This is something else with BCH involvement. And we'll see how this, we'll see if this is relevant to you guys. OpenNode turns down 1.5 million from Roger Ver to include BCH on their exchange. So OpenNode turning down 1.5 million from Roger Ver, offered Bitcoin payment processing company OpenNode $1 million to accept Bitcoin Cash. Predictably, OpenNode refused the offer. That was interesting. I thought there's not a lot of news about, there's not a lot much more than that, but no amount of money will make us serve inferior money was what they responded with. That's some shade right there. Throwing some shade for sure. So that's rough. That's rough. That sucks for you. Sucks for us. I guess it sucks for people that are into BCH. I'm not sure how much you guys like BCH anyway. All right, let's just do this. This article is going to be interesting. Hold off on the FUD prediction. Hold off on thinking it's FUD, even though it says could Ripple's multi-billion-dollar XRP reserves pose a risk to token holders. I think this is a good little pop through. They do cover a lot of stuff, so if you kind of are new to the conversation, or even if you're old to the conversation, there might be something in here that maybe you didn't think about, or maybe that's kind of you needed a brush up or a refresher on. They go through a little bit of stuff, so it's a little bit of a read, but I'm just going to start plowing through it, and we'll see how far we can get before you guys start spamming the chat with no more. All mined coins are junk. All mining coins are junk. Yeah, proof of work. Where did you find that trash? Yeah, LOL. Crypto SB, that's pretty funny, right? BCH and XRP, bad. Bad. So let's just plow through this bad boy. It's a few days old, but I thought this was a good read. Talking about Ripple's, basically their custodial holdings. So let's just do it. Ripple, the custodial company to the open source cryptocurrency XRP, owns 60% of all XRP ever created. These holdings are valued at $22 billion at the current price. Furthermore, the company could they use this wealth concentration adversely? I think that if you just want to know what I already read this article, and there's some things that they're wrong about, but most importantly, I think that they do highlight how Ripple Labs has a very real incentive to keep the price up. And in fact, that's what made me want to read this article was that someone just mentioned something about, will they let it go that low? And so, yeah, I think we saw that trade analysis video say something about 13 cents, and someone said, would they even let it go that low? And that's what that reminded me of this. So there's degrees of control they have kind of for how they're keeping the price up, and also the possibility that, you know, like Jed, who holds a bunch of XRP, if he sold them all at once, because there's so little liquidity and volume, that we would see obviously a lot of selling pressure. So this is something I thought was worth looking through. So we're gonna check it out. Let's see here. So Bitcoin and Ethereum enthusiasts have been viciously debating Ripple supporters over XRP's alleged centralization, which we know we are part of the XRP army, so we get it, we see that. One of the main points of contention concerns XRP's concentration in Ripple's coffers. So the risk of wealth concentration, this first little blurb will go through pretty quickly. Because of how many XRP are concentrated in Ripple Labs holdings, basically they say that could result in unfavorable regulatory treatment and pose a risk to us token holders. So the regulatory bodies such as the SEC, FinCEN, and Commodity and Future Trading Commission could enforce a number of different rulings that may hinder the use or sale of XRP. But that's why I think the first is going to be a really big day and I thought it was the first, but now I'm not sure because I was looking for the date. I can't find a specific date that the R3 settler app actually goes live. But when you think about that finally coming to market, it does lend a lot of support to take away any conversation of it being a security. It then gets pushed to, I think, the commodity regulation maybe, but that's a whole separate conversation. So one of the larger concerns of XRP is the potential security classification. I don't think that's actually a concern anymore. So if the classification was enacted, it would make XRP's use as a vehicle for remittances and the general purpose of the cryptocurrency much more difficult overall. And I think that we're obviously waiting to, that's coffee, if you guys are just wondering. I think it's much more difficult for them to classify it as a security now that you have other companies using it or other teams and ecosystems using it. So another risk is the increasing supply. So Ripple needs to sell XRP to expand its business. They may decide to cash out. I don't think they will. And institutional clients could flood the market after getting a bulk deal. Again, they can't do that because usually there's an agreement, a contractual agreement that they will not sell. And I think that's obviously smart to put that into a contract. Woo! Larry, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
XRP moon, full moon face.
Full moon face. Let's hit that moon key. You got it, bro. Hotkeys for you. XRP moon. Man, come on, hotkey, don't stick on me like that. XRP moon. So one of the things that they're talking about basically is if the institutional clients decide to sell, it puts a lot of downward pressure on the price. But I think you have to recognize if they're making deals with these institutions, I guarantee you there's a clause that says they can't just turn around and sell it. Like R3 did not buy 5 billion XRP at whatever secret price. They would not let them turn around and sell it to the market. That wouldn't make any sense. So there's obviously some contractual obligations of the institutions that are picking it up. Primer for XRP. XRP, we know this. It's pretty simple. Offers banks and payment providers an option to source liquidity for cross-border payments. So it's, again, a huge liquidity pool. Using XRP, banks can send payments without using pre-funded deposits of foreign currency, Nostro Vostro accounts. So Ripple is a deflationary asset like any of the others that are fixed. And because it burns a little bit of XRP during every transaction, it's also naturally deflationary as well. But because of the escrow, it has a slightly inflationary economic model. So those are interesting things to look at. And the creation of that was very smart. They're very, very smart for the creation of this coin and how it's going to be released to the system. So one of the things that I thought was interesting is they do talk about the holders, like the original creators of the XRP token and how many they're holding, basically also highlighting just Jed's involvement in the whole system and how Jed alone could tank the price. But again, we know that he has been set under contractual obligations as well to where he can't do that, but he has incentive more than anyone to do that. Again, he does have Stellar, so he's working on Stellar, and there's obviously incentive for him to sell. But so there's roughly 41 billion circulating XRP. If Ripple has access to 13% of these coins, then 5 billion coins available for immediate use. In total, that puts the company holdings at roughly 60 billion, and the other 50 billions locked up in escrow. They're talking about also the personal holdings of these guys. So if you look at the 3 original founders, Chris Larsen, one of the only still active involved, but again, they do hold a lot of coins. So again, these are all the things that people are maybe concerned about insider holdings. So as of January of 2018, Chris Larsen, Jed, McCaleb still own 5.2 and 5.3 billion XRP respectively. Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz, we don't really know how much they own, but they did not get a huge bag like that at the beginning. So I'm not sure if that's even relevant, but these figures suggest that upward of 10 billion XRP in circulation are owned by company insiders. So if 5 billion coins the company has for immediate use are included, then that suggests 37% of circulating supply is controlled by a handful of parties. And later they're going to talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's way worse. Bitcoin has like 98% or something of the tokens held by like 3% of the people in the system. So it's way worse. It's way, way worse. So hold on. We're going. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. So it is said that these insiders are likely contractually bound to how much they can sell, and we know that as well. McCaleb obviously is very restricted for how much he can sell. He also, reached a settlement with Ripple after leaving the company to start his own company, Stellar. So Ripple's incentives to increase the value. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This is what I really wanted to get to. So people are always talking about Ripple has, I think even the title of the video, title of the article, is XRP reserves pose a risk to token holders. But in reality, there's a real incentive for XRP to appreciate in value. So Ripple Labs has an incentive to keep the price of XRP up or moving it up. And that's actually one of the things you see people, I think back in the day when I first started really doing breakdowns on the ecosystem of XRP, people were like upset when Ripple Labs gave XRP to universities, or they gave, when they gave tokens to different people to incentivize them to join the network. And I think that's, whoops, oh God, I just hit the memes. What did I do? Oh, there we go. Memes. I think that there's obviously incentive for them to keep the price up and not to tank it. So let's look at this really quick. Early on, Ripple made it clear it's taking steps to actively preserve and increase the value of XRP. So this is, again, way back 4 or 5 years ago. This is a clip from this November 2014 document. Ripple Labs plans to retain 25% of all XRP issued to fund operations and hopefully turn a profit, and distribute the rest to incentivize participation of market makers, gateways, consumers, and to utilize the protocol. So I think it's in their best interest to keep the price up and to keep building their ecosystem. So one of the things that people don't realize when they throw FUD and they throw shade about XRP being held by Ripple Labs is that there's a benefit for Ripple Labs to keep building the ecosystem. There's in no way a benefit for them to tank their own token. But it's not really theirs either. It's also just an open token for anyone to use. So I think that was why the conversation gets so confusing for people. But, that's fine. So let's look at this next little blurb. XRP vulnerable to supply side pressure. So that's what we're seeing right now, is that there's not a lot of there's not a lot of buying pressure. There's not a lot of demand, so there's a lot of selling pressure. So as XRP and the stakeholders in the company continue to increase their circulating supply, the value of the token will experience strong downward pressure, it says, further exacerbating the risk that XRP has relatively low trading volume compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. And this is one of the things that I was talking about earlier, kind of highlighting the fact that with the lower liquidity and lower volume, XRP is very susceptible to high price volatility with selling pressure. And what's interesting is that there's not that many people that have as many XRP as like some of the big founders do. So if the founders are taken off the table and they are contractually obligated to not be selling, then is there anyone else that really has enough to tip the price so negatively? And if you go look, they're talking again about the arguments against wealth concentration. If you go look at the other coins, like I think I see Anthony Pompliano's fund, Morgan Creek Digital Assets, talking about the funds they decided to put in their index, or the assets they put in their index, and why they chose not to pick XRP, because fewer than 30% of its current issuance are held by protocol foundation or related operating businesses. But if you go look, Bitcoin is actually worse. Bitcoin wealth concentration in the top 3% of Bitcoin addresses. That's right, in the top 3%. That top 3% owns 96% of the Bitcoin supply. So when we're talking about like what's happening all the time with Bitcoin, the fact is that because we don't know who these people are that hold so much Bitcoin, they have a huge effect on the price. They can sell and tip the price if they want, because they are real whales, not just like casual whales, but like a legit whale. And that's something that I think is worth taking note of. Bitcoin is really, really wrought with this control, with this huge flaw, I would say. So flaws with Bitcoin and Ethereum. The counter argument here is that Bitcoin really has a horrible skew of concentration of wealth. Top 3% owns 96% of the total supply. So Ethereum is slightly less similar, but it's still concentrated as well. And if you look at both of these, again, as like the systems, you have to recognize that Vitalik moving away from proof of work towards proof of stake means that he recognizes that he needs to make changes to his algorithm and protocol. But Bitcoin doesn't seem to be in any way making those changes. Bitcoin is just happily just like trading up or down, manipulating the market all the time with their nonsense. So not only is wealth concentrated in BTC and Ethereum, but the owners of these coins are also anonymous and therefore near impossible to hold accountable. So we don't really know who these holders are and who the whales are, and maybe they are the same people that built out these other systems. Maybe they are the same smart, intelligent minds that built out some of these coins that are going to be the next tier. So thinking about generation 2 cryptocurrencies like XRP and ADA, pushing through to kind of solve some of the problems that we highlighted with the last bull run with Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's, again, one of the conversations we've been saying all year. We've been talking about this all year. I feel like if there was ever a moment when we were like more excited about, if you were excited about XRP at $1, if you were excited about XRP like at $3, then there's no reason to not be just like rolling around with ecstatic joy right now, looking at 35-cent XRP, because nothing's changed. The code has not changed. If anything, everything's better than it was. You have more partners. XRapid commercially launched. It went live. You have more people aware of XRP than ever before. In fact, if we go look at one of my favorite things is this sweet chart, Trends Google. I have not looked at this today, so I hope it doesn't serve us poorly. But if we go look at Ripple in the search terms, ooh, that looks bad. That looks rough. Let's do the 90 days. Still kind of down. Let's take it worldwide. Let's bring in XRP as well. So this is a good way to look at search terms in Google. I guess we had a little bit of a spike in November. Maybe that was correlated to some kind of price movement. And you can see another spike here in November again. So November. And it looks like right here, December 24th, there was a little bit of interest, some search interest, peaking above 50% on December 24th. So like last week at some point in time. The search interest for XRP, maybe not up as high as I would hoped for this demonstration, but looking at every time, if you looked at these dates, I guess, against the price would be a big indicator. Every time the price runs up is when people search these coins. And in fact, like I used to make a bunch of different videos for different coins. Like one of the coins I made back in the day, a video for was I think Sonum. I think I made a Sonum video, and that was interesting to check out the Sonum video. Every time like Sonum price moves, like anytime Sonum has a pump, I can see it. The video starts trending. Like the video that I made like months ago hits into YouTube's trending, and I can see that because it shows me the metrics on my account. And I know that that's related to price. I know it has nothing to do with like the code changing. Like that people aren't like looking at GitHub and they're like, yo, did you see that GitHub update, bro? It's getting lit. Did you see that? Do you see line 487, man? They changed that. Woo! They changed that bracket structure for that, you know, whatever, for the signal. Oh man, it's so great. No one cares. No one's looking at the code or the innovation or the partners or the team or the ecosystem or anything else other than the price. So the basic price interest is where you can see highlighting interest on search trends for XRP and Ripple. I don't even want to do it, but let's put in Bitcoin. And look at how much Bitcoin just stomps these other coins. So Bitcoin, again, highlighting the failures of a lot of these systems. First gen tech, we have 96% of the funds being held by 3% of the people, but no one seems to care. There's a massive like manipulation as far as information distributed around these coins because mainstream media is reluctant to, it's reluctant to even open up a conversation about the diversity inside cryptocurrencies. If you look at Bitcoin as the umbrella term for crypto, then people are usually saying, yeah, Bitcoin's a scam and crypto is not going anywhere. It's not going to do anything. And that's, again, if you look at the trends here, you can see obviously you can see Bitcoin is a lot higher of a search interest, but it's also the one of the reasons that the conversation is so complex right now. Think about introducing someone to cryptocurrencies in the first place, just saying anything at all and trying to talk about cryptocurrencies. There is such a long rabbit hole, a long tunnel to get to the reason it's a failure, the reason it's not going to work, or the reason it needs to have changes done to it for us to take it seriously moving forward. And there's nothing that needs to change for XRP to be taken seriously. There's nothing at all that needs to change for XRP to be taken seriously other than the price. And so that's interesting to think about. You know, XRP price just needs to break the old all-time high, and the conversation will change. Everything will change. The entire conversation will change. Bitcoin could break its all-time high, and the conversation would stay the same because Bitcoin is not able to handle the scalability solution. So it does not solve the trilemma. The mempool will fill up. It'll be expensive to send. No one will be able to use it, and it'll just highlight again why we shouldn't have all this energy going into these proof of work miners. So really, that was what I wanted to look at, and that was one of the things I thought was really exciting looking at this article. Where did I put it? So this article was really kind of just a good run through. I thought it was a good little read, kind of looking at the history. I kind of skipped over some parts, but I did put it in the description if you guys are interested in reading it or looking at some of the history and creation of these coins. So that's pretty salad. It's like a salad with all the greens. Can I have carrots, please? And croutons. I like my croutons. So this is interesting to look at. I just saw this on the side of this article. Block Tower betting that Block Tower Capital to lose 1 million after betting Bitcoin would hit 50K. So bet gone wrong. A Bitcoin bet gone wrong. So if you guys don't remember this, Block Tower Capital, a hedge fund which manages more than 130 million in client assets, made $1 million bet last year that Bitcoin's price would go above 50K by end of 2018. So XRP and the 589 crew are not the only ones to get rope-a-doped or Haagen-Dazsed. You guys like that term? I think I just made that up. I'm going to use that from now on. You guys, we're going to take out rope-a-dope and put in Haagen-Dazsed. So it looks like the XRP army, the 589 fam, and Bitcoin maximalist all got Haagen-Dazs'd for end of year price predictions. Now, does that mean anything specifically for where we're headed? Is there a reason for people to be pumping 589? Is there a reason for people to be funding people who are pumping 589? Those are questions you have to ask yourself and really kind of have an introspective look at what's happening here. I think we reference this often, that the news is very reactive. So a lot of this information is reactive. It's not preventative information. So a lot of preventative information will be knowledge or education on the foundation of this technology, and that's what we've been trying to do for the last 8 months, is just keep you guys entertained, but also kind of break down and talk about how this shite works so that you can entertain your own ideas and you can entertain your own conversations with friends and make your own decisions as far as what's happening with this technology. Again, a lot of this news is fluff and noise. A lot of this information out here is just people who probably don't understand it enough to do anything with it, so they just write about it. And it's kind of like a horrible thing to say, but everyone thinks that they know where everything's going, and if you listen to anyone from the beginning of the year, it's obvious that maybe we were not close to the $50,000 Bitcoin or the $500 XRP that we've been told could happen. So does that mean that there is anything wrong with holding? No, it does not mean anything's wrong with holding. In fact, holding right now would be the smartest thing you could do. I would not sell if you are feeling, like iffy. Don't sell. If you're ballsy and you were buying at $1 and $3, then you should be buying now. If you have money to throw into the market, I would say do it. There could be a further dip, sure, but I always like to talk about Andreas Antonopoulos, referencing that he buys all the dips. So if we go back to a day, I'm sure maybe you could have bought in, maybe you bought in this dip right here and you got in at 39 cents, and then it maybe went down to 28 cents. And if there's another drop down to 24 cents, and you end up buying at 36, that's not the worst that could happen. There's worse things that are happening out here. And it's coming to the end of the year. The end of the year is closing up. We got really a lot of things that are kind of like coming to conclusion, coming to an end, as far as the predictions, as far as what's happening with these other coins, like other coins being let go and not really holding up to the test of time. A lot of altcoins kind of falling behind on their team and their use case and their actual volume, etc. So it's a good time to be alive. It's a good time to be in crypto for sure. There's definitely reasons to believe that there are, well, I would say, interesting moments happening right here. I think John McAfee made something about his prediction for what was it, like 100K Bitcoin. Do you guys remember that chart? We used to look at it every now and then. It was like John McAfee Bitcoin prediction site. I don't know if that's gonna come up or not. There we go. Burrcoin. That's okay. There we go. That's pretty lit. All right. Let's take it down to see now. All right, so he has $1 million price prediction at the end of next year, at the end of 2020. And you can see that we are right here, about right here. So in order for us to be on track for John McAfee's $1 million Bitcoin price, it would need to be $150,000 right now. So we're a little bit off. We're a little bit off on that one. No big deal. Soaked on a rope is good. 2019 probably a bear year. Unlikely hit new high. I don't know. I don't know who your name is because I can't read that. But I appreciate you chiming in and sharing your knowledge with us. I kind of feel like there is a lot of possibility that we'll see some diversification as far as the prices and what's happening in the market. This might be the year that we see Bitcoin take some heavy blows, and maybe XRP finds some new support levels, and the use cases come through and the corridors pick up volume, and then we're off on our own. Again, I agree that there's a likelihood that we could have an extended bear market here, just because it doesn't seem like a lot's changing very quickly. But if you look at the fact that everything is so reactive, news is so reactive, we never really get to know beforehand what's about to happen with these markets, especially because there's so many non-disclosure agreements that are between so many big parties. Obviously, we will be the last to know what's happening, but I would say easily that there could be something exciting happening. I was excited about January 1st because I really thought that the Settler app was going live. I thought the Corda R3 Settler app was going live on January 1st, and I keep looking for that data. So if you guys can find that, send it to me. If you guys can find any information on that, send it to me. The articles that I found, I swear I went and looked at some of these articles, and they were edited or changed, or something happened to where the date's no longer there. And I was like, wow, what just happened? Did we just get did we get soaped on a rope? Did we get Haagen-Dazs'd? I don't know. And it's, you guys know you can just change. Like, I saw someone the other day put up an article that it said it was released today. It was a few weeks ago, but it said it was released that day, but it wasn't. The article was written like 4 years ago or 2 years ago or something, and they just changed the date. They just went in. You can do that, right? Like, you can just go into your editor or your blog and just change the date so it says today's date. It doesn't necessarily mean it's new information or it's relevant in any way. It's just they just decided to regurgitate that article. So there you go. That's a lot of good stuff. And we've been trying to kind of keep them under an hour, and we blasted through this hour to 1:10. So let's hang out for another hour. Tell me what's going on with you. So many comments I did not get to read. Gee Louise. Thank you guys so much for joining and partaking in the stream, and for commenting and sending your love. I really appreciate it. I'm going to try to catch up with some of these comments. I want $10. Okay, like, you want me to give you $10, or you want XRP to reach $10? Yo, Kung Fu Nerd, did you do any /study training in live speaking? No, I have never had any formal training in live presenting or live speaking, but I do enjoy talking to people. I naturally became more comfortable holding space verbally when I was bartending. I ran a bar by myself. It was just like a little kind of like corner bar at a Tex-Mex place, and so I was like literally the only person there behind the bar. So I did learn how to kind of hold my space and present myself in conversation that way. I also did a little bit of trial and error. Just like, you get better as you practice. And I teach yoga. Sometimes I'm better at projecting and holding space, from all the different things I've done. I taught gymnastics as a kid growing up. I taught gymnastics to kids when I was younger. I taught martial arts for years at a local kung fu school. And so all those together really helped me build and facilitate the presence, I guess, that you're asking about. I have never had any formal training, though, for how I present, and that's something I could do. I think I would like to do that, so that'd be cool. Kung Fu, I just got here. Happy New Year's. Cheers. Hello, everyone. Binance does not allow sell orders over a certain amount. Where could I place a sell order of 589 in case we have some manic spike happen? That's a really good question. I'm not sure if any of the exchanges are going to let you place that order that high. That's a good question, though. If you find that out, let me know. I will happily join you by placing those orders. Cheshire Cat's trolling you. Cool. I hope that's fun. I'm going out on a limb and predicting 41 cents end of year. Steven Chip, that sounds good, man. That sounds really good. With Ethereum going to proof of stake, how will that affect coins using the Ethereum blockchain? Honestly, I think that should make the coins more efficient, or it should make them more cost efficient, is what I think the hope is that it'll be able to scale and it'll have cost efficiency. So that could be good for some of the coins built on Ethereum. It could also be just another stepping stone for them to try to push to even compete with XRP and some of the other coins, as obviously they should be. As obviously they should be doing that. For me, most people I speak with regarding XRP is that they lost so bad last New Year's. They're scared. The shovel, you are right. I talk to people all the time in Austin. It's a pretty progressive city, and I usually ask questions and kind of like just let them fill in the answer. I don't really like to, I like to listen more than I like to talk, especially when I'm just meeting new people. And a lot of times, most everyone is feeling very burned. I think the standard consumer and the standard institutional investor got in at all-time high and sold, panic sold sometime during the year. Obviously, if they had the guts or the balls to buy in right now, then they could benefit a lot from that. But I don't think they will. I think that they've been burned. It's kind of like it's kind of how it goes. Once you get burned, you're not going to probably stick your hand back in that fire again. So that's interesting to think about. That's interesting to think about. All right, well, let's see what else you guys got for me as far as questions, and I'm trying to catch up with some of these. Sorry if I skip over if I skipped over one that you really wanted to ask me, you can just throw it down in the bottom, and we'll see what happens with that. Let's see here. Let's get some more. Let's get some more questions really quick. Should see more volume in 2019? We are still on a nice arc. Corey Ziegelman is right. That's not really a question, but I read it because it's true. It makes sense. We, again, expect to probably see some of the uptick in volume and some of the corridors be used next year as we see, XRapid is live and multi-hop's live, and we need more volume in those corridors. But how soon can we see that if we do not have if we don't have that clarity for regulators? What corridors are they focusing on right now? They told us in one of their last drops, in their last Ripple drop, that they're focusing on the corridors that do have clarity. So one of the things we can't expect are announcements for live corridors that already have clarity, which would obviously increase the volume, which would obviously increase liquidity, and it obviously take away some of the volatility from the pressure of any selling pressure we see. That's actually interesting to think about as well, is some of the big corridors that we saw, like the Kuwait announcement and also the Japan-Brazil corridor. Those are big. Those are big stuff. And honestly, if you guys kind of want to think about like what's happening, where's Yoshitaka Katao with his $10 XRP? He was pretty bold about that $10 XRP price 6 months ago, but he's pretty quiet right now. So I'm not sure exactly if he knows something we don't know, or if he's maybe a little bit behind on his roadmap for what's happening out the gate. But that's good to think about and remember how excited he was about a $10 XRP price, and how SBI Remit is a big integral part of their ecosystem. So a lot of stuff to think about. David D says, ghosts, aliens, magic, and a bearable guy are where all my beliefs reside. A village in Maryland will be looking for their idiot. Oh, nice. Nice. Very cool. Wing Chun. You like the Wing Chun? Are you a Wing Chun guy? What do you think of the proof of keys effort? I think you guys should do it if you at least recognize what their goal is. I think that's a cool move. Proof of keys sounds like something. I think it could be picked up, and it could become like a yearly thing. If, again, that's one of the reasons we talk about the ledger. We talk about the Ledger Nano S, and I think the other day someone was talking about, well, the ledger got hacked. Actually, it did not get hacked. The Ledger Nano S has not been hacked. It's still, in my mind, the safest cold storage wallet solution. We do have the link in the description because that is a great way to get directly to the manufacturer, and it also gives me a kickback. But if you guys don't want to use my link, or if you don't want to use the ledger, just make sure you get a cold storage wallet that works, and that you set it up efficiently, and that you have your backup phrases written down and your backups of your backups written down, and you take preventative measures to not mishandle your funds. Again, the proof of keys effort is really, I think, an educational move for a lot of people. This whole year have been coming into the space that maybe are using custodial services in Binance or custodial services in Coinbase. And one of the things you can see is if you don't hold your keys, you do not hold the coins. It's basically kind of the catchphrase or the ethos of the proof of keys effort is, in reality, if you don't hold your private keys, you do not hold the funds at all. So I think it's worth people discussing and talking about it, just at least at the most minimum, because of the educational benefits of this conversation. Some people might not realize how much control they don't have over their funds if they do not have the private keys. So good stuff right there. Prodigal, thank you so much for correcting me. I did not know that. He never said $10. He only liked a comment saying that. Okay, so that's good to clarify. Thank you so much, Prodigal, for chiming in. I appreciate you. So Katal never said $10. He only retweeted or liked a comment that said that. So there you go. That's interesting to think about. In XRP Ninja Warrior is talking about Ethereum's actually not even close to, it's not even close to XRP at all because of the actual circulating supply versus the total supply. Now, again, I think this is a conversation that people are kind of going back and forth on. If you go look at Yahoo Finance, you can see, basically that they have calculated it with the entire supply, and if you go look at like CoinMarketCap, they've calculated it with the circulating supply. And again, it seems like a moot and moot point at this moment as to what the market cap is, because it's just a benchmark for us to use for discussion. XRP, as we know, is likely to take Bitcoin's dominance, and it might take it just momentarily for a few times back and forth like it did to Ethereum. Even if Ethereum does successfully take back spot number 2, I think we'll see XRP move pretty quickly up above 2 and into spot number 1, and then Bitcoin and XRP will probably play that same dance for a minute back and forth. And what the outcome of that obviously seems to lead to the idea that how long can Bitcoin hold on to that space and that spot. If you recognize during the next bull run especially, they're going to highlight the inadequacies of that network. And what would that mean? Well, it means it literally means it's not prepared to be useful. Not prepared to be useful. Yeah, I was so far behind in the chat that I just skipped like 300 messages. So hopefully you guys didn't say anything amazing. I would put more trust in Katal with skin in the game than a cartoon bear and a YouTuber with a huh. Oh, that's good. I just read the comment. I think I do know who you're talking about. I think I know who you're talking about, but we're trying to be friends with everyone. Last night, I made a call out to the whole community. Let's all be friends, but I will happily remind anyone that I do know Kung Fu and I'm not afraid to use it. I do know Kung Fu. I'm not afraid to defend myself. There's definitely a reason to know self-defense and to be able to stand your own ground and not let people push you around. I will say that, as much as people think, maybe I'm the one throwing shade, I'm pretty sure that I have been not doing as much shade throwing as you would think if you looked at the actual history of what's going on and how much people are actually kind of like throwing their weight behind trying to take my times or stream on my streams or do all the other things that seem very disrespectful, but that's fine. It's neither here nor there. Let's go on. Let's move on. I do trust Katal more. That thing got me laughing though. Backups of backups, I agree. Do it all the same day just seems like a malicious intent to me. If you're not trading, keep your coins off the exchange. Seems common sense ever since the Mt. Gox incident. Meowgi's right. It does seem like there might be some kind of like malicious intent to kind of like demonstrate or flex their power, but I don't know how much power people have from taking control of their private keys. I think the exchanges have plenty of their own bags to play with, so they're probably not worried about that. Meowgi, you were right though. Most people should definitely know this. It seems like common sense, but I do see people all the time that are new to crypto that kind of need to be introduced or educated about this. So that's really exciting to see a narrative that's kind of swept the community extensively enough to where people are asking me about it on streams. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Thank you, Marion. I appreciate it. I should do some research and find out, like, I should learn more about Art Bell because people said that multiple times, or maybe that's just been you saying that multiple times. I don't know if I can stand up to the classic Art Bell, but I really appreciate your support. I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I should do a stream with no shirt on. I don't think you can see much. If I don't have a shirt on, you can just see like a little bit more of my neckline. So if that's exciting for you, I'm sure. Why not? What is throwing shade? What is throwing shade? Yo, shutting down FUD on Twitter is like banging your head against the wall. There's always another idiot or fake purist spreading the same dang FUD. That's true. That's true. And you know what? BBH just chimed in and said DK promotes peace. You know what? I think it's easy to say you promote peace, but when you block people for asking questions, or when you call people on the phone and directly tell them, I'm just trying to buddy up with this person so I can get more popular and take their audience, or when you start streams continually on someone else's stream time that they've been streaming that same time for 6 months, and you've never streamed in the morning, and all of a sudden you quit your job and you really need money from tips, so you have to stream in the morning. That's not really promoting peace. That's not really promoting anything other than your own self-interests is what that is. So BBH, I appreciate you for thinking that I think you're thinking something is real that's not. But I appreciate you. What up? How's it going? Don't forget Mt. Gox refunds go out February 5th. BTC will flood the market. Whoa. Okay. Good thinking. Mr. Connector, good reminder. So yeah, don't forget, guys, Mt. Gox funds refunds go out February 5th. BTC will flood the market. There you go. There you go. Boom. What's up, Sky Jumper? How are you? Let's get some more hotkeys in here. You guys like hotkeys? You guys want hotkeys?
I like you and have no reason not to. I like you and have no reason not to.
Hey, did you guys hear about that new magical digital asset called XRP?
Yes. Thank you, Jacob B. This is satire. The title is satire. I'm just trying to educate people and bring them into the conversation. Just trying to educate people and bring them into the conversation. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you for tuning in to the stream. It means a lot. Did you buy the time slot? Good question, Adrian A. Good question. There's just a general like feeling in the community when you have multiple people kind of like talking shit and moving against you and like throwing shade at you. It's just a general feeling that happens. So if you think that obviously there's no one owns any time slots, that's true. No one owns any time slots. There's a community out here though. There's a lot of people that are, again, very respectful in the community. There's a lot of people that are very appreciative of others in the community. And then there's some people that are very much tribalistic. There's some people that they decide to choose to try to form like high school cliquish camps, and they decide to exclude people and create lists and leave people off of it. And that's, I think, one of the big things that is kind of fun to watch. Like if you're going to say you're all about peace, but then if you look at what people do, then I think that the actions speak louder than the words. So that's a good point. That's a good question to think about. And it's really important, I guess, for each person to really realize like who are they watching and what are they offering and what value do they bring. And I think that's important for the community to think about. And I think that's why we talk about XRP so much, is because it does bring a lot of value to the actual digital asset ecosystem. And that's potentially something you can think about and mimic. That's something you can think about and mimic and talk about, like how do you provide value? Are you providing value? Are you benefiting people? Or are you just blocking people that don't agree with you and you're not really part of a Go Team effort, but you say Go Team? That's kind of something that I think is pretty obvious. So cheers. You guys will figure it out. Thanks a bunch, everybody, for tuning in. Cheers. It's Sunday. It's a beautiful day out there. We have one day to find out if the reality of this 589 conversation can pick up any momentum, if there's anybody that's going to maybe really kind of push for this 589 end of year possibility, or will it just die off into the night quietly like no one knows anything ever happened, and let's just pretend like we'll never talk about it ever again. And that's okay. We'll talk about it still. I'll talk about it. I just like to talk about everything. I like to talk about all the things. So probably looking at the possibility that I'm not going to say we're going to have a drop, but it might go a little bit lower. Monday, there's a lot of things happening as far as in the United States specifically because of the government shutdown. There's some things that are happening that are interesting to look at. But wow, I was trying to end in an hour. We just hit an hour and a half. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much, Larry, and thank you so much, William May. I appreciate you guys for tuning into the stream and for super chatting. It means a lot. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Don't forget to drink water, do something amazing for yourself, and have a great day. Until I see you next time.
No! No!